If you were born on this planet, you have a problem. An excerpt from a movie came out years ago. It was called Forbidden Planet. Why was it forbidden? It gets into a fictional story that will reveal for us the problem of our base nature, the difference between the heart and the subconscious mind. What stands between our conscious mind and the mind of Christ is this subconscious id, this double mind that's mentioned in the book of James, that we're told to cleanse our hands, sinners, consciously. Come to understand some facts here. Purify your heart, you double-minded. There's nothing good in the heart. Jeremiah exposed that. He spoke of the heart that was desperately wicked and deceitful. And only God understood that heart. He wanted to give us a new heart, cleansing the old heart. The subconscious mind has been brought out in these other videos to this series. Does not make the decision between right or wrong. It only empowers, enforces whatever you put in there. And the warning comes from Paul. Whatever things are pure, whatever thing love, whatever thing has virtue and strength or good report, think on these things better. Why the warning? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. It will direct your life. Unconscious to you, by you putting it there, with no one to blame but ourselves. It directs and leads our life. It lies to us. It feeds off what we put there. The lie of acting independent from God. Until that heart is surrendered by an act of our free will, of our conscious mind, this heart will direct your life. And the idea that it thinks it's saving you will destroy you. I hope to add a link to this story. For as old as it was, the graphics in this is amazing. And the storyline speaks truth. Wisdom cries forth her voice in the discourse of life. In the marketplace, she cries out, "O simpletons, how long will you love simplicity? And the prosperity of fools will slay them." We're slaved by our own mind. James also warned, "Submit yourself, therefore, unto God. And when you do, you resist the devil." This subconscious id that will be coming out in this excerpt will come out in this video. It's wicked, evil, and that the subconscious mind was never to be used independent from God. It's the powerhouse of our very makeup and our being. It was that which sustained us in birth, that sustains us while we sleep. It's the thing that gives us nightmares. And you'll see that as you listen to this excerpt from this movie of the subconscious mind on this forbidden planet. As I've said over and over again in my videos, if you're born on this planet, you got a problem. You're born on a forbidden planet. A planet that had decided to go independent from God. And that the minds of every human being on this planet is destined to destroy one another, as it did on this planet in this movie, the Corral. They couldn't know that. They had developed their minds, as we see happening today, implants, to get the mind to go to great heights that they'd never seen before. And at that great height of achievement, in one night they destroyed one another. Dr. Morpheus and his daughter were only two left on this planet of an earlier expedition that came to this planet. And the second expedition was to come to find out what had happened. It's just him and his daughter. And he manifests how when they first landed, they got a hold of all this amazing equipment that increased the mind of the individuals of that race of people called the Corel. And how he got into these machines to find out what happened to that whole race of beings. And how it developed his mind to the place that he later discovers, not knowing that anyone that interfered with his discoveries, because they were going to take this information they found back to Earth, and in one night his mind went out and destroyed all others other than him and his daughter of that whole first expedition. The second one's come to find out what happened. At first they were well received. Dr. Morpheus to tell him, well, you don't need to go back. We don't take. You finally get to see what he developed, all the machinery that increased the mind. Now they were jeopardizing his little ego and the subconscious id inside him seeks to destroy the second expedition and all those on that. So let me give you a short. No, some of you probably have seen this video before of this movie. I would ask that you do that. After you hear this video, and it'll make more sense. The problem lies in you. Submit yourself therefore unto God, and you resist the devil. Understand the devil can't be in more than one place at one time. He's not God. He did his work to the fall of Adam and Eve. The satanic id has been placed in each and every one of us. And if we don't discover it, it'll be this id, this self, this ego, cut off from God, playing God, that would destroy not only ourselves, but the world around us, this whole planet. So here's the first excerpt from that movie, Forbidden Planet.
Thank you. She mustn't do this. She must be prevented.
Morbius, what is the id?
Young man, my daughter is planning a very foolish action, and she'll be terribly punished.
What is the id?
Id. It's an obsolete term. I'm afraid once used to describe the elementary basis of the subconscious mind.
Monsters from the id.
Huh?
Monsters from the subconscious. Of course, that's what Doc meant. Morbius. A big machine, 8,000 cubic miles of Cleiston relays, enough power for a whole population of creative geniuses, operated by remote control. Morbius, operated by the electromagnetic impulses of individual Krell brains.
To what purpose?
In return, that ultimate machine would instantaneously project solid matter to any point on the planet, in any shape or color they might imagine, for any purpose, Morbius. Creation by mere thought.
Why haven't I seen this all along?
But like you, the Krell forgot one deadly danger. Their own subconscious hate and lust for destruction.
The beast. The mindless primitive. Even the Krell must have evolved from that beginning.
And so those mindless beasts of the subconscious had access to a machine that could never be shut down. The secret devil of every soul on the planet, all set free at once to loot and maim. And take revenge, Morbius, and kill.
My poor Krell. After 1,000,000 years of shining sanity, they could hardly have understood what power was destroying them. Yes, young man, All very convincing, but for one obvious fallacy. The last Krell died 2,000 centuries ago. But today, as we all know, there is still at large on this planet a living monster.
Your mind refuses to face a conclusion.
What do you mean?
Morbius. Morbius.
What?
Something is approaching from the southwest. It is now quite close.
What is it, Randall?
Sir, radar just picked up something.
Where away?
At the head of the arroyo.
Moving?
This way, sir, slowly.
Automatic control. Batteries. Fire. Batteries. All fire. You see anything out there, Doc?
Nothing.
Batteries. Fire. Space fire. Randall.
Dead on target, sir.
Good. Give me audio comm.
Aye, aye, sir.
Now, attention! This may have been a ruse to divert us from some other part of the perimeter. You men will continue watching on your own immediate fronts. That is all. What?
It just stopped at the foot of the pass.
Are you sure you've got a real blip there?
Big as a house, sir, and we were dead on target with both bursts. It's coming on again.
Straight across?
It shows here. It's still coming.
Great. Strong. Set up a crossfire on those rocks.
Consequences of empowering his mind, Morbius, has set loose the subconscious id of his own ego. Now was threatening to not destroy the first expedition, but the second, along with his own daughter, because she had betrayed him, had decided to go back with this second expedition. I mean, these are the most powerful images, without you viewing the whole movie, which I would recommend. You can buy it, it's still available on Amazon. And there's a poor copy of it on the web. I don't know if it's still there, they might take it down. But this matter of the subconscious id. This is like an introduction to the subject matter. I want to get into that deeper. Discover how we through human history have done just that. Have unleashed this subconscious id. Now, Paul had come to understand about his ego and his power. The old saying, power corrupts, or absolute power corrupts absolutely. When a person is unaware of this fact of the subconscious power locked up in us, and how evil has tricked us to releasing that power, to which God has shrouded with a weak veil of flesh, keeping it from evil. Paul realized that he didn't use his subconscious mind. He used the power. It's not by might nor by power, but by his Spirit. It was the Holy Spirit empowering the human spirit, not the latent powers of the subconscious soul. The best book I've ever read on this thing comes from that very title, The Latent Power of the Soul by Watchman. If you get a chance, purchase that book. That shows you, this is just an old book written back in the 1940s. Very powerful insight of just what this latent power of the subconscious soul is. A lot today that mimics God and his power is nothing more than the latent power of the soul. In my series where I'm dealing with this fact, it's called Warnings of the Occult. I touch on this. And also my other series called In the Shadow of His Power. But never to act independent from God. Conjuring up latent subconscious power. Independent from God. That's why he would work only through your weakness, not through your strength. Many of them today are using their own natural strength. It has nothing to do with God. So with this under your belt, I'm going to end this video right now. Something to ponder. It says that the tongue can be lit of hell and set the course of nature. We're seeing that happen today. I wanted to do that and possibly in a future video show just how we're doing that, unaware. Through genetics, transhumanism, and man, and name of man, by the power of man to the glory of man. Glorified secular humanism, turning man into a god. Oh my God, if we could only see this. So ponder this video. Fix these images in your mind. And pray that God, to the power of his Holy Spirit, override these things that come up out of the latent subconscious soul. God bless you.